The presidential candidates of the Labour Party in the 2023 elections, Peter Obi's crowd of supporters is becoming some sort of double-edged swords. And that can be a blessing or, a burden for him. Their vocal approach to the election may hurt Obi, but former governor of Anambra State has cautioned his supporters and loyalists against being toxic, urging them to tolerate other people's point of view ahead of that election. Let me start from you, Sam. I find it difficult to, to even follow anything online or contribute to any meaningful discussion online because what will be before you next?
Yeah.
if you ask any probing question, you will hear it. What's happening, Sam? Just some details.
Well, what is happening now is that the social media is agog. What is happening again is that we have some kind of paradigm shift, within our political space, where something that hadn't happened before is happening, where an individual, without commissioning anyone, is enjoying a bliss, that you can't put a handle to it. So organic. People just wake up, get to the social media, and then tell the rest of us that this is the candidate they want. And if you come up with a counter argument, they take it to the cleaners, as it were. So yeah, I spend most of my time on social media because of the nature of my work and all that. But what you get to see in terms of the conversations and interactions between and among followers of the different presidential candidates is something amazing, something never seen, within our climes. And that is why, Mr. Peter Obi, has had to, caution his followers. Not just him, even, across the entire divide, you find, the language that is deployed is by their followers are not something you want to encourage. Sometimes the creatives, the artworks that you see on display, some of the jingles, some of the commercials that you see that were not commissioned by Mr. Peter Obi, says quite a lot in terms of what his followers, are thinking of him. One can only caution, because sometimes in trying to market, your person, your own candidate, you could just overdo it and then you lose the support, that will have come in an organic manner. So what is happening out there is a case study, if you ask me. Those of us who have been watching the political space, where a candidate is enjoying so much organic, support that you wonder if he shouldn't just be handed over, as it were, the portfolio, But you and I know that votes are not cast, within the social media space. So his followers will need to understand that beyond the campaign for citizens to pick up their PVCs, the ultimate thing they will have to do is to, on the day of election, ensure that they turn out and vote, and ensure that their votes count. So the quarrel on within the social media space has to be tempered. That's not where the elections are. I mean, the elections are going to hold, in my view.
In other countries, it's like a celebration of ideas, celebration of democracy, puts other candidates to task. You look at what you want to do in the health sector, what you want to do in the education sector, how we intend to solve the insecurity, and that will become a subject of debate across the country. This is going down religious and ethnic divides, and the level of animosity and acrimony when you read, monitor, do a kind of content analysis of what is happening online right now. And it's just 8 months to the election.
Yeah, but I don't know why we have such memories when it comes to this. There's something I call the messianic complex. People just look for something to serve as the father figure, what they believe in. What is happening now, at a different decibel, I agree. It's not different from what happened in 2015. Body was coming in. It's not different from what happened to Mogalu. People will pick a candidate who represents to them, either ethnic or religious, the ideal representation of what the president should be. Hereby ignoring other variables Because the Bible will say, what I like, you may not like.
True.
Well, the danger we have right now, the fact that they keep forgetting that this is a democracy. It's a game of numbers. It's not a game of how high your decibel, how high you can make noise. And that to me is the danger in all this. Because you are not only creating what people now call digging in. People who thought a few weeks ago that, yeah, this guy may be different and will now have to dig in, either for ethnic or religious purposes, just to see what those people will do when it comes to the election. And by demarketing your other people, you're actually demarketing your candidate who does not have a chance in God's something before. Now you make it even slimmer. I think what we need to do, there must be some sort of, not only Mr. Obi, even those who have walls on Twitter. If somebody comes to your wall to abuse people, cut them off. Don't pretend that, okay, I've put up a post, whatever happens is not, no, it's your problem. Because on your page, you created the environment for this terrible discourse.
Yeah, for engagement.
You are responsible. A lot of people will post it, on both sides, by the way. It's not peculiar to one side or the other. And then they will sit back and expect the offer to start. And they enjoy themselves. But you are responsible because you are creating a schism. I may not, but because the one in 2015 is not even closed yet. That schism that was caused by the Jonathan ouster is still with us. This is just an expansion.
Divided us.
Not in terms of space. So the same people, maybe younger, but the same people who thought they were disenfranchised or that Jonathan's loss was a conspiracy, they are the same people doing this. I've not seen anybody outside that particular circle. No. Because like, we work on social media. That's where we work. You go out and see, okay, I'll look at a name and then go to his page to look what he said last year. Or 2 years. It's been the same line. I've not seen a man who said, okay, I'm supporting Mr. A, I'm not supporting B, and start abusing people. You don't see them. It's the same people who are stuck in a position who have decided to continue that position. So now that they are doing is either my way or the highway, next year can't come soon enough.
Now, when you look at the narrative out there and the number of candidates we have right now, seem to be, you used to have the famous two-horse race. Yeah. Now, it's now something of PDP, APC, and the Labour Party now.
Yeah.
Even the NNPP, the New Nigerian Party, is even making the wave and everything, talking about merger or no merger. And you want to see what is required to be the president of Nigeria, as in what you need to reach out and everything. So to see if everything will not start and stop on the social media. And what does that thing on the campaign, the present campaign, how does it translate to real-time votes?
Yeah, you have a point here because some of us are pretty very concerned because conversations you witness or you get to experience on social media sometimes are lacking in depth, in terms of substance. People are not interrogating sufficiently, the capacity, the competence, even the character, of those who have put themselves forward, as presidential candidates. And I think that is what is very important. So every opportunity that we have, we've got to continue to sound that, to the ears of the average Nigerian, that it's about what these candidates are going to bring to the table. We should be asking questions. We should go beyond the sentiments of this person is my own person. Yeah, rhetorics, works. Some people just want to hear you because you're gifted, in the art of the gift of the gab and all that. You are eloquent and you can say stuff and people clap for you. But it goes beyond that. Nigerians should be asking very pertinent questions. We should be able to interrogate these candidates in terms of, their background, in terms of what they've been able to do over time, in terms of the promises they make, and what is realizable.
I think I have my first caller. Ibrahim is calling us from Lokoja. Thank you for joining us, Ibrahim. Hello, Ibrahim.
Hello.
Ibrahim.
Hello, I'm ready.
Just turn down the volume of your monitor.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Thank you very much. Let me commend the.
Brian, are you there?
I'm there.
Okay, go ahead, please.
I want to commend the panelists and the anchorman there. We are meeting my brother to tell you. That this particular. I'm there. I said I'm commending the panelists.
Go on, Ibrahim. Hello? Okay.
We lost him.
Okay. So, in summary, what we have in here, we now have a longer period to campaign before 3 months after the emergence of the candidates.
July 15th is the deadline for submission.
Do you understand? After the emergence of the candidates, just 3 months for campaign, and we go. Right now, the revised timetable, what you have now, it's still like 8 months.
It would even appear that those who are pushing these candidates are even jumping the gun, because it would seem that the campaigns have already taken off. Because some of the content you see, within the social media space, it's
not regulated.
Yeah, not regulated.
No,
and
but
then
you have to understand that this is a fallout of the primaries. Who are reacting to the primaries? Things that happened during the primaries. And a lot of variables are coming in, are pushing this narrative in the direction that you want. The real campaign will not start until September. You will not see anybody, any serious politician, I'm talking, who is already, no campaign council yet. Therefore, for Oshun, that one is next week.
The election next week.
So that's what everybody is concentrating on. The real campaign starts when it starts. But for now, this is all Yorubas will call Iriayo, children playing on the streets, just enjoying themselves. The level of buy is what I'm against. I'm nothing against exchange of ideas, but be civil about it.
Yeah, but this is the downside of social media, where you can hardly regulate much. So yeah, I will agree with you that people are basically responding to outcomes or fallouts of the primaries and all that. But what you find is that these people are going beyond what ought to dominate the conversation to campaigns proper, which by the rules, by the regulations, shouldn't be.
Okay, we'll take.